Have you heard about HMRC Dawn Raid's tax evasion? We will tell you what it means for you.
Imagine a knock on your door at 6 a.m. It's not a parcel delivery. For a growing number of UK businesses, it's HMRC. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through what that means, and we're doing it with expert guidance developed by the specialists at ProTax Accountant, one of the UK's most trusted accounting firms.
Right, let's just jump straight in with a number that should really make you sit up. In just the last year, HMRC's unannounced property raids, what we call dawn raids, have surged by a staggering 36%. Now, this isn't some slow, gradual trend. It's a huge, deliberate escalation from HMRC.
So let's put you in that position for a second. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. You're probably just getting your head together for the day. And then a knock. It's a whole team of HMRC officers, and they've got a warrant to search your home or your business. Do you actually know what to do? Do you know what your rights are? For most business owners, if we're being honest, the answer is probably no.
And that's the scary part, because failing to respond in the right way can have absolutely devastating consequences. We're talking everything from financial ruin right up to potential prison time. That's why understanding this stuff is completely non-negotiable for any business owner in the UK today.
So let's start at the beginning. What are we actually talking about here? What is this unannounced visitor, and why on earth are they showing up so early in the morning? Well, a dawn raid is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It is a completely unannounced search, and it's carried out with the full authority of a search warrant. HMRC uses them when they suspect serious tax fraud, and this is the key bit. They believe that if they just asked you for the information nicely, you might hide, change, or even destroy key evidence. And that early morning start, that's purely strategic. It's designed to catch you completely off guard.
Okay, so that's the what. Now let's get into the why. Why this sudden 36% jump? What is going on that's driving this much tougher approach from the taxman?
As tax partner Phil Kinzett-Evans puts it, this is a clear, unmistakable signal. You see, HMRC is under massive pressure to tackle two huge issues. First, long-standing tax evasion, and second, fraud that happened during the pandemic, especially around things like the furlough scheme. They are now actively and very aggressively going after anyone they suspect of breaking the rules.
And here is the number that is really driving all of this. According to HMRC's own figures, the UK's tax gap, that's the difference between the tax that should be collected and what they actually get, was a colossal £46.8 billion for the 2023-24 tax year. So HMRC has been given more resources and a very clear mission from the government. Go and close that gap. And you'll want to hear this part. Coming in 2026, there's a real game changer. It's a US-style whistleblower scheme, which creates a massive financial incentive for people inside a company, employees, maybe even business partners, to report suspected fraud. This completely changes the game, because the threat is no longer just external, it's now internal as well, which you can imagine really raises the stakes for every single business owner. Now this catches a lot of people out. It's not just the big city corporations they're after. HMRC has a very clear idea of who they see as high risk. Think about your local cash-in-hand businesses, like a takeaway or a small shop. Self-employed tradespeople, builders, painters, they're on the list. Residential landlords are also firmly in their sights. And here's a pro tip for you. HMRC uses really sophisticated software that models what's normal for every industry. So if your declared profits are way below the average for your sector, boom, you're automatically flagged for a closer look.
So we know why they're knocking on doors, but what actually gives them the right to do it? Let's take a look at their legal powers. They are incredibly far-reaching, but, and this is critical, they are not unlimited.
Okay, it's really important to understand the difference here. A production order is basically a formal request. They give you notice, they give you time to get the documents together. A search warrant, which is what's used in a dawn raid, is a different beast entirely. It's unannounced, it grants them immediate entry, and they can use reasonable force if they have to, and it lets them seize evidence right there and then. It is a much, much more aggressive tool.
The legal foundation for all this is the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, or PACE as it's known. Now, to get a warrant, HMRC can't just go on a whim. They have to go to a court and prove that there are reasonable grounds to believe a serious criminal offense has been committed and that the evidence they need is on the premises.
And this really gets to the heart of it. These powers are granted by Parliament. And yeah, they are formidable. But they exist within a proper legal framework.
HMRC officers have to follow very strict procedures. And if they mess up, if they don't follow the rules, their actions, and even the warrant itself, can be legally challenged.
And look, this isn't just theory, it actually happens. Take a look at this quote from a real high court ruling. In this case, the court basically said the warrants given to HMRC were unlawful because they were just too vague. They gave HMRC officers the power to decide for themselves what to take, which the court said was a total failure of the system. This proves that mistakes are made, and with the right expert advice, these warrants can and are successfully challenged.
This brings us to the most practical bit. If the worst happens, what on earth do you do? How do you handle the situation to protect your legal rights and, well, your business? Stay with me here. This next part is crucial for pretty much every business owner out there.
Okay, let's make this simple. 4 clear steps. Step 1, stay as calm as you can, ask every single officer for their ID, and find out who the team leader is. Step 2, and this is non-negotiable, ask for a copy of the search warrant and make sure you get it. That document defines everything that's about to happen. Step 3, immediately take a photo of every page of that warrant and send it to your tax advisor. They need to see it instantly. And finally, step 4, politely but firmly ask them to wait to start the search until your legal representative gets there. Now, they might say no, but you absolutely have to make that request. Your entire approach during the raid needs to be professional and organized. Your job is to observe what's happening, record it, and assist where you have to, within the legal limits of the warrant. Your job is absolutely not to obstruct them. Obstruction is a criminal offense, and it will only make a very bad situation a whole lot worse. So, how do you actually manage the search? Well, first, if you can, get a small team together. Assign one of your staff to shadow each HMRC officer. Their only job is to follow that officer and take notes on everything they say and everything they do. This gives you your own record of events. Next, your team needs to make sure the officers are only searching for what's listed on that warrant. And crucially, you have to protect any legally privileged material. That's any communication with your lawyers. If they try to take it, you object. If there's a disagreement, you insist the item is put in a sealed evidence bag to be sorted out later. Once the officers finally leave, the whole process is far from over. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's only just beginning. Let's talk about the aftermath and the potentially life-changing consequences of an investigation.
Look, being unprepared for this carries enormous risks. Of course, you've got the huge financial penalties for any tax evasion that's found, but the damage goes so much further. Your business's reputation can be left in tatters. For individuals, prison sentences are a very real outcome. And here's one most people never think about. A criminal investigation can get you refused for visas to countries like the USA, which can impact your ability to travel for work or even a holiday.
And that's why this is all so incredibly serious. An HMRC criminal investigation isn't just some accounting problem. It's a major legal battle. The consequences aren't just about your balance sheet. They can affect your personal freedom and your entire future. Okay, so we've seen the threat, we've seen the consequences. So how do you actually protect yourself? This final section is all about building a proactive shield for your business.
Right. The advice from the experts at Pro Tax Accountant is crystal clear. Preparation is absolutely everything. First, your business needs a written dawn raid policy. Second, your key staff, especially the person on reception or your security guard, must be trained on exactly what to do. But the single most important thing you can do is this: find and build a relationship with an expert tax advisor before you ever need them. The last thing you want is to be frantically Googling solicitors while HMRC are going through your files. And finally, get them to help you do a proper risk assessment to find your weak spots.
So we'll leave you with this one question to think about. After everything we've talked about today, can you honestly say that your business and your team are ready for that unannounced 6 a.m. visit? If the answer is no, or even if you're just not sure, then now is the time to do something about it.
Now, just a quick and important reminder, everything we've discussed is for general information only. It is not a substitute for professional legal advice that's tailored to you and your business, so please always consult an expert.
If you want to put that protective shield in place, you can get in touch with the experts who help develop all this guidance. The team of Pro Tax Accountant is there to help. You can reach them on WhatsApp or give them a call on 07-985-689-912, or you can drop them an email at info@protaxaccountant.co.uk.
And that's all from us today. For more essential guidance just like this to help keep your business safe and successful, make sure you subscribe to the Pro Tax Accountant channel.